Hi everybody, June here from Red Daisy Crafts and the Creative Kit Lab. So happy to have you join me today. It is Sunday, August 10th, and we're going to work on some alternate projects using the current Paper Pumpkin Sweeter with You. I don't know if you have taken a look at this kit yet, if you got it. If you didn't get it, I have a couple. If you need one, you can reach out to me and I can help you out with that. Otherwise, there's some exciting news that right now there is a sale going on with all the in colors, and the refills for this kit are actually on sale because some of the colors in this kit are in colors. So like Timid Tiger. So anything that is with the in colors, that utilizes the in colors, embellishments, ink, paper, designer series paper, all of those things are on sale right now. So it's a great time to stock up on anything related to in colors. So yay, that's a lot of fun. So just a reminder, if you haven't already gotten your coordination dies for this quarter, you're going to want to pick them up because once they're gone, they're gone. So make sure you check that out. Today is also the last day for you to sign up to receive the farmhouse florals, paper pumpkins. So today is the last day. Be sure to get your sign up in. This one looks really amazing, and it's got a lot of fun elements. Plus you get two stamp sets in this kit, so you're not going to want to miss out on that. All right, and then tomorrow is time to sign up for Fall for Twall, and that is the paper pumpkin that's going to be the September paper pumpkin. So make sure you get in on all those fun things. I also just want to say this is the kit that we're going to be playing with today, Sweeter with You. If you haven't seen it, it's really amazing. If you're new to my channel and you're just getting to know paper pumpkins are amazing. You get a full color instruction pamphlet with every kit. Your kit comes with everything you need to create the items in your kit, and then you can come back here and I can help you with creating other projects with your kit, incorporating some additional products. So let's go down to the table. I have some fun things planned for today. I have two things planned, some fun folds. So we are going to get busy with that. So let me get us down to the table. So here we go. So I've been talking about this for a couple of months probably. I finally got White Willow, and this is basic white right here, and this is White Willow. I cannot tell a difference. People talk about being able to tell a difference, and I can't tell a difference at all. So I'm not sure really what the fuss is. And I do know that the cards that come in the paper pumpkin, the white side of the card bases that they do have like a different tone to them, but both of these have a different tone. So I'm just not really sure. I totally understand that. So I will just continue to be baffled by that. But anyway, I did finally get some White Willow. Very happy about that. If I'm misunderstanding, I'd love for anybody to direct me in a better path. So we are going to start off with a fun fold. Basically, it is a Z fold, and I'm getting all the pieces out that I want to incorporate for this card, and we're going to kind of design it as we go. So I want to start out with the card base from the kit, and we are going to score this card base. So we are going to have this be the inside of the card. So it's going to fold like this. So here on the left side of the card base with the right side facing up, we are going to score this at 2 1/8 inch, which is 1/2 of 4 1/4. Okay, so we are just going to do a score line in there, and I'm going to set that aside for now. I want to also cut a piece here that is going to basically back this vellum piece that is from the card kit this month. So this piece measures, looks like it measures 4 and, well, not quite 4.5, smidge over. So I'm thinking we're going to do one line. So we're not going to do 4 5/8. We're going to do one line short of it, which is, I guess, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 16ths, I guess. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that right here, like so. And I'm using a strawberry slush paper. And then we have this size, and this one is right on. It seems to be right on 3.5. So I'm now going to cut this way by 3 5/8. Okay, so just 1/4 of an inch bigger. So now this piece would be just backed by strawberry slush. Hey Wanda, how are you tonight? Hi everybody, thanks for joining. Please let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I would love to see where you're watching from. So this is going to be the front piece that is going to be the opening of the Z fold. All right, then I want to bring in some of this little plaid here, and again I believe this was right at 3.5, so I'm gonna cut this down to 3 1/4 inch right here. And then let's see this size, because I think it was perfect if I remember correctly. It was just, actually I might cut a tad bit more off of this side, so maybe another 1/4 inch. So now it's going to be right at 3.5, or right at 3, sorry, not 3.5, right at 3. All right, so now that's going to fit perfectly inside our little vellum piece. So we're just creating a little bit of layers here for the front of our card panel. Okay, and yeah, this sort of bothers me, but I'm not going to let it drive me too crazy. There's not a whole lot I can do about it. These stripes on here are intended to be quite off, and so I'm not going to worry too much about it. So I'm going to save this for perhaps another card. So I'm just putting it off to the side, and I think that's everything we need to cut for this card. We may have to do trimming, but let's go ahead and see what we get. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and fold our card and burnish the score lines. So let me get my bone folder. Where is it? Here we go. All right, so just burnishing those score lines, and then this one is coming across here, and there we go. So this is what our card front is going to be, okay? And then of course we're gonna add this to the front, all right? And I do understand it's a little, there's more space at the top and the bottom, which I am totally fine with. We're just, I'm kind of making this piece to coordinate with the vellum piece that was in the kit, okay? And then we have this piece to layer right on top of here, okay? So that's what that's gonna look like. Now, I would like to be able to use this piece on the inside of here to have it be available to write a message. But I'm trying to decide if it bothers me that this scallop is coming out the top and the bottom of this. So it does create a little bit of not what I wanted for this. So I'm trying to decide what we'll do. So I could cut a different size piece for in here. I could trim off one of the scallop edges and then put it flat on that side. Maybe that's what I'll do. I think I'm gonna do that. Only because I would like it to be inside that panel and hidden. So I know that panel is 2 1/8. So I'm just gonna go a little bit shy of that and trim off the scallop edge. Okay. And well, that kind of works out perfectly. I don't know if you can see it, but it has just that little bit of a dotted edge there that's gonna be on the inside. So now if I put this in here like so, that is going, or I have to put it right up against the edge, I guess, which I'm fine with that. Let's see if I can do it. So, yep, if I do it at the edge of the line, then I have a space there. And then now there's a place for you to write a sentiment, okay? And that's really what I was trying to get at. And I wanted to use that vellum. I wanted to use that scallop piece, if we could, on the inside. So now we have that piece that we're gonna add to the inside of here. And so now that goes in there like that. And I think, oh, it's just almost too big, but no, this is going to get covered up. All right, so we have that piece, and then this is going on the front. Okay, now I hadn't used this little basket again, but I'm thinking I would like to put the little basket on the front of the card. Now I may want to do it a little off center, just because I know we're going to want to put a sentiment on here, and I want to make room for that. But let's just see how it lays out. So we have here the pink strawberry, and I have some of the bigger strawberries that we can pile up into our basket like so. And then in our first video, we talked about this. We can trim off the bottoms of our strawberry to stick down here in this little opening so that you don't have to have a strawberry hidden down inside of there. But I like the idea of this. So it's kind of similar to one we have made before. And then of course we have to have a strawberry that's fallen out of the basket. And then this is where I was thinking we might put our sentiment. So let's scoot it over this way and have our sentiment coming off that way. It's kind of not this direction I typically go, but look at this. We have this little scallop. I could add that at the bottom of that pink piece. That might look cute and be fun to add in. And then I have a couple of the flowers. I pulled out to see if we might add any of that, but I think I'm just going to stick with one. So I think we're going to start with this, and let's see on here, what do we want to stamp? So let's get the foam mat out. I have love you lots and you're the best. I think we're going to do you're the best. Okay. And because I think that'll fit perfectly on here. And instead of the garden green, we're going to go ahead and use Poppy Parade. Yeah, Poppy Parade to stamp on this sentiment. So let's just make sure, because I think my Poppy Parade is needing some ink and I haven't done that. So I just want to make sure I get a good ink on my stamp. Okay. All right, let me get this down here where I can see it without getting my head in the shot. So right there. All right. How is everybody doing? Are you loving this kit? I have been loving this kit. And just knowing that there are so many ideas that are going around, that I've been really trying to be a little bit cautious about how I've gone about deciding what to share, because I want to bring something different to you guys. So yeah, I've been trying to be good about that. All right, so I'm going to add a strawberry on the inside, and we're going to stamp off so that we just have a lightish colored strawberry on the inside of here. And then I'm going to use the garden green ink spot here to do our leaf at the top. So let's go ahead and ink up our little topper, our little leaf topper. I'm going to stamp off on that too. And so there we have that. All right, and that will just give us a little bit of interest on the inside of our card. So let's go ahead and put this down on the inside of the card for now. And I know my glue is almost out, so I've got a spare ready to go because last week it was really getting low. And so we are prepared. We are ready to go with an extra. Waiting in the wings. All right, so I'm just making sure I have this straight. It's up just a tad from the bottom, but I did that on purpose. Okay, so that's that. And now that is entirely covered up. Perfect. Okay. But you have a little place to write a note, which I love. Okay, so now let's work on our card front. All right, so I do think I want to add this little scallop edge to the bottom of my sentiments. So let's see here. I'm trying to decide which way I go with. I think I'm just going to add my glue right to the little white scallop piece, and I know that's very hard for you to see at the moment, but just bear with me. All right, so that's gonna go right there, and I'm going to just line it up so that we can trim off a little right at the edge of one of the scallops. So now I can adjust this just a tad. There we go. All right, so now we have just that little scallop at the bottom of our sentiment right here. And Like I got ink somewhere but maybe this is just bent. Oh, it did. It just got bent a little bit. It looked like a shadow. All right. Well, I'm going to hang on to that because I might want to use that for another one of those little sentiments. All right. So let's go ahead and adhere our plaid piece to, I'm going to use this just so we can see it. I'm going to adhere our plaid piece to our vellum. And I don't have to worry about glue or anything because it's going to be hidden. All right. And there we go. There's that piece. All right. And I'm going to trim off the bottom of our strawberries like so. And I am going to adhere them into the bottom of our basket. So, oops, if I can hold on to it, if I can just get my fingers, hold on to it, there we go. And then on this side as well, like there. So now we have the little strawberries poking through. Oh, thank you, Wanda. Oh yeah, the contour and yes, those scallop dies are perfect for this. And you can make more vellum pieces and everything. So perfect. I love it. So now we have our little strawberries poking out the bottom like we wanted it. And I did this, I think, on the first one. I can't remember, but I really liked giving my basket a little bit of shape. Let's see. There we go. Also bring some texture into it. So I like just gives it a more realistic view because we're going to add it on here with some dimensionals. Okay. And so before we do that, we're going to adhere our strawberries inside. So the first one is going to be this pinkish one. So first, let me add this onto here. And let's just see. I think that's all right. We're just going to add it right there. All right. And then what I'm going to do is these are going to go in. They're going to go in actually like onto the card base here, or this layer of the card base. So I think that's where I want this to go. Right at that line. So I'm just going to try and get this lined up here where I want it. Okay. And because then it gives it a little bit more dimension when I add this with dimensionals. Okay. And then I'm going to stick this one down behind here. All right. And then that's going to be perfect. All right. So now this one's going to go down there like that. And then that'll get covered up. And now we have our little basket is full of strawberries. Okay. And so we'll add our little basket with some dimensionals onto here. So I'll have one there, and one there, and there. Oh, actually, I think what I want is them to be up here. If I do my basket right, we'll put some glue at the bottom. That's how it'll be even better. Okay, so we're just going to add a little bit of glue down at the bottom and then have the dimensionals at the top so that we are bringing in all the layers of dimensions. So this will ground our basket right down here. All right. And then we have the space up here showing all the shadowing. All right. And that just gives you all that extra dimension up here. And you can see how I've kind of plied with the paper a little bit because now it has a little wrinkle in it, which I just think adds to the whole texture of it all. All right, so now we have this piece that we can put on here. But before we do, let's go ahead and figure out the placement of things. So I think oh, are you guys seeing me? Or I just saw my internet act like it was not behaving. So let me know if you're having any issues, because it does look like things are a little bit funny. I don't know that we're having a storm or anything like that. So just let me know. Seems like we're still doing good. I was thinking I could potentially add my little sentiment at the top. But I don't think I think I like it better down here. So let's just see how we can get this on here. So I'm going to add my little strawberry down here, and let's see, I could put the little flower. I like the flower down here, I think. Maybe like that. Oh, there we go. I think that's good. I think that's good. All right, so let's go ahead and adhere our sentiment. So it is going to just be on the left side, kind of hanging off the edge. All right. And if I need to, I can add a little dimensional on the back side of here, just so it's tacked down. So let's just trim off a little piece of dimensional to put right here. There we go. And that'll just tack that down. Do we get this? I was going to say, did I get it crooked? Let's see. It is kind of crooked. All right, so let me see if I can straighten that up there. There we go. I think that's better. Much better. All right. So I hope things are still going. I think we're still going okay. All right, so then we're going to add our strawberry that fell outside. We're going to add that right here. Kind of going off to the side there. And then we're going to use a little dimensional on the back of the flower and pop that up with the dimensional. Okay. And so we'll just add our little flower right there. All right. So now we're just going to add this to the strawberry slush piece. Okay. And just stay within that card base that is layered on there so that the glue is hidden. All right, and now I'm just tacking that down, and I'm going to flip it over and just smooth that out. And so that is what we're going to add to the front of our card. So cute. Now I do want to add a little bit of Wink of Stella to our flower. So I'm just adding a little bit of shimmer to our flower just to give it a little extra. Okay. I don't know if you can see that or not, but just a little bit. Okay. And then this is going to get added to the front of our card. And I am going to see, so if I have 3 dots over here and I have 3 dots over here, we are in the middle. So that's how I am doing this. And you could add this with some dimensionals, but I don't really think that we need to, simply because we have already some dimensionals on the front. And basically, I don't want to create a situation where I need to add like a bunch of extra postage. Now I'm just going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, now I know exactly where I need to go. All right, I got my 3 there, and I need to be on this side of the card base. So I just want to go right here. Okay. And then we will be good. All right. So now I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there, like that. There we go. They are all lined up perfectly so that we are in the center of our card. All right. So I'm just going to open that up and press on this side here. Make sure that the glue gets tacked down really good. And then that's our little Z-fold card. I love it. So cute. So cute. But let's go ahead and add a few gems to it. All right. And so I am grabbing these the In Color Flat Pearls because I love the strawberry slush color, and I just think it's going to add beauty to the front of our card. So I'm just going to put in a couple of these little pearls on here. I just want to move this down just a tad. Okay, so there we have it. Very fun. And now you have a place to write on the inside. You're the best could be a lot of different things. And what a fun card. Okay. All right. So the next card we're going to do is a little bit more complicated. And I got this idea. I'm sure there's a lot of people who have made this before, but the person that I got it from was a lady by the name of Sherry oh gosh, I'm going to mess it up. Stokovich, I think is her last name. And it is called a triple arch fun fold. So I am using the arches, the Everyday Arches dies with this card. And so I did bring that in extra. Okay. And let me show you those. But this is the Everyday Arches dies. I'm going to be honest, I'm not even sure if these are still active, but I think that they are. And so anyway, I just thought this was such a fun card that I thought it would be something we could do with this kit. Okay. So I have a lot of pieces already cut because I wanted to keep it simple for today. Okay. But we are going to be doing some blending. So we need a piece of paper to kind of create I'm sorry, folks. I hope it's still there. It says it's still streaming. So if you're still there, please let me know you can see this. I am going to try and check. And let's see if it's still working. So wow, I've never had this happen, so I'm baffled as to why this is happening. Let's see here. Why this is happening. It looks like we're on though. All right, so let's see here. I'm going to just continue. And fingers crossed, we're all good. Okay, so I'm gonna put us. Okay, Wanda, thank you so much for letting me know. I just so worry about it. So, all right. So, well, we had a little break in between the two cards that we're doing. So now we are back, and we are going to do a fun fold. So if you're just joining, we have the triple arches fun fold that we are going to create. So hey, Susan, thanks for letting me know. I appreciate it. All right, so again, you have to have a piece that is 12 inches by 2.5 inches. And I wanted to do something to this paper just so that it had a little bit of fun, you know, added to it. And so I've been trying to decide what we would do. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the garden green. I'm going to use my bigger ink pad and some old olive to just add a little bit of ambiance to this card piece. So I think we're going to go ahead and use a blending brush and just come in and add some color to this paper. And we're just going to have some fun with it and just give it some texture. Okay. And I'm not doing anything too crazy here. We're just, again, just trying to bring in a little bit of take away all the starkness of the white. Okay. So I'm just going to do it again on the back of here. Oops, we got a big blotch there that you don't want. But hopefully that'll get covered up. And so you want to be probably more gentle than I am being. I'm not wanting to take a ton of time with this. But like I said, I just wanted to, I don't know that I can ever fix that part, but I am going to just do a little more here on the edge of it. And we're just going to bring in that here as well. And hopefully this will make some sense once we are using it. So I'm just, again, wanting to get a little bit more intense at the edge, the ends of it. Okay. All right. So, whoops. I think that is that one. Now, what I want to use the garden green for, and I guess I don't really need the big pad, but I think it just might be easier, is I want to bring in some of these flowers. Okay, so I have the flower stamp here, and I'm just coming in with some periodic flowers on here just to give it some interest. All right, and so that's the big one. So now I'm going to add the smaller one. And as I'm doing the smaller one, I'm just turning it so that everything doesn't look exactly the same. And we're just, again, giving this sheet a little bit of something. All right, whoops. Now I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. So, and if I could remember on the first side, I would have turned the bigger one as well. But that's all right. We do what we do. All right. So we're going to just try to do things a little bit different here. So on the other side, I went to the right, and on this side, I'm going to the left. I wonder if I can fix that flower. I might be able to. So let's see if I can. I'm not worried about it. That's okay. All right, I want to do a couple more here. So just to fill in some of the places. Okay, and so that's what we are doing with this piece. All right, it's just to give it some extra interest on the page. And now I'm going to bring in my trimmer and we're going to do some scoring. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to score at 4 inches on both ends, just because it's easier in the screen shot to do that, which basically means we have one at 4 inches, 8 inches is basically whichever direction you go, but basically that's what we end up with. Okay, then we can start to bring and put our card together. But for now, what we're going to have is a piece that folds like this. All right, now I am going to, because this is a icky little spot, I'm going to put that to the back. All right, because that's really how it's going to open. It'll open like this, and that will be at the back, that little rough spot that I had. Okay. Oh, wow. Hi, Gloria. It was great. Thank you for asking. So wanted somebody else had an issue with their video here in Texas. We must have weather issues. It's the only thing I can think of. It seems like things are going fine now. I also will say, like, the bars just are not full like they normally are. So there must be something going on. All right, so we are not using this piece, but I am using it to make sure that I stay within the guidelines of the card that fits inside an envelope. All right, so I could have things that hang over, but I don't want them to go beyond this space, so that whenever we put this card together, that it will still fit inside the envelope. So I just have a piece of cardstock that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 here, just to help us as a guide. Okay, and so, and I am just putting this right at the bottom of this card base. All right, and I'm making sure that this is kind of centered there. Okay, and then the first thing we're going to do is we are going to put the first arch down. And I use the card base from the kit, which is that garden green card base. And I actually cut 2 of these because I thought I would love to make 2 of these. I just think it's a fun style of card, and we'll just see how it goes. So we are going to give it a go. That's for sure. All right, so this first one is going to basically, it's going to fit almost perfectly on this piece because the largest of the arch dies literally is almost 4 inches across. Okay. Um, oh, really? I didn't know that about the heat, but that makes sense. We're fiber here, so it's also probably another aspect of that. We don't have a wire, we have the fiber um, at our house. So, all right, so this piece is going to get adhered down to the bottom of the card piece that we created. All right, and I'm just making sure I have it all right and lined up. All right. And I just want that right at the edge of the bottom, like so. And then I'm going to just make sure it's at the edge. All right. Now, at this time, I don't have plans to put something back here, but I could very easily decide to cut a white piece and put it back here. But for right now, I'm not doing that. We'll see how it goes. And if we want to, we could add something. Okay. I'm just going to keep this handy as we continue to build our card. So for this particular layer of the card, I did cut out a few die cuts of the strawberry die cuts. Okay. And I just plan to put on this arch. And so the 3 arches that will make the card, this is the largest one. Then I went up 2, and then I went up 2 to create those 3. And then this one is the very next one. Okay. And that's what I decided to use on the inside of here. And I mean, ideally, this is where you would write a sentiment. Okay, so we're just going to adhere that piece down. And just know I haven't made this card, so we are doing it together. All right, and hopefully we like what we end up with. All right, so that is that piece. Just do this. And then I have a strawberry that I thought we would add right here to this page, a little die cut. So I'm just going to glue our little strawberry together. I have made a lot of these strawberries, as you know, over the last couple of weeks. And I just love this little die cut. I love that you can have the little see-through and the seeds, the illusion of how kind of real the strawberry looks. Very cute. So we are just going to add a little strawberry to our piece right here, and then we'll add the leaf. So I just want him to be leaning over. All right. And then we're going to add our little leaf piece right to the top. Oops. All right, so there we have that. Okay, so there's our first little layer. All right, and you could stamp something here. If we had more stamps, we could probably do other things, but for now, this is what we have. I also thought we would just add the little yellow flower right next to the strawberry, just again giving some added interest there. Okay, for the inside of the card. All right, so now the next piece that we have is these layers. Whoops, I hit something. Sorry about that. I'm grabbing my pieces. Okay, so now I have cut two pieces. I cut the willow white, and then this is one of the card bases that was left. I had a piece left over from last week. And so my plan was to put that right here, centered. Okay. Now, I also thought I could do this the opposite way, because what we're going to do is we're going to layer these. We're going to put them back to back. So one option is to have this on the front, but another option would be to have that on the inside, right, as it opens up. And so, because this will be the front, right? And so it could be this way. Actually, it would go like this kind of a thing. All right. And then I have planned to utilize the strawberry on here with this one. And I could put that on the inside. Now, my original plan was to do it this way with the design showing as when the card is folded closed, as opposed to when it's folded open. So I'm going to stick with that, but I'm just showing you, like, you've got a lot of decisions that you can make around that. So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to adhere this, and we're basically centering it. So it is not going to go to the very bottom of the flap base here. And so now you can see, like, why I just wanted to have a little bit of design going on the paper. I thought about just getting some garden green, but I don't know that I have a 12 by 12 inch piece of it. And so just decided to use the white and then make my own kind of DSP. So let's go ahead and stick this down on here. And then we can decide all of our other elements. So let me do one more time a little measuring so that I get my glue in the right spot. So I don't want it to go past here. So we are going to just put it on right here, like so. All right, and make sure we have this lined up. That looks pretty good. So just making sure I have glue coming out the top or the bottom there. All right, and then this piece is going to go right on top of it, okay? And this really just provides some added interest, and it also provides a place for you to write a larger message, and it provides some stability to the card. Now, I think a lot of people who have made this card before have been making it with a DSP. Now, in my case, we are actually using the card bases from the kit. So it has some good stability already. So I'm not too concerned, which is one of the reasons why I haven't decided to put anything else here. I might want to do it just for hiding that piece and things like that. So let me just smooth this out here and make sure we have it all lined up. I see one little edge right here, but I think it's going to be fine. Just a smidge of a spot that isn't entirely hidden. So I'm going to use that to help me line it up, but I just don't like that. There we go. So just had a little bit of an extra piece there. All right. So that is the second part of the card. Now I'm going to go ahead and get all the pieces adhered down, and then we'll do designing. Okay. And so the top layer I have is this piece of the card kit. So that's kind of what you see there. All right. And then I did a solid piece of strawberry slush to go on the back side of it. Okay. And I think that's going to be really, really cute. And so let's get this lined up and figure out where do we need to put our adhesive for this. All right, so I kind of see I'm at the edge of that flower. So I think I've got to be down here. What do you think about this card? Have y'all made one of these before? Now you can make this with any shape, okay? You don't have to have these arched eyes. You could do rectangles. You know, I just think it's a fun little style. And I could tell you these dimensions. So like this is basically like a back of a card base, and then it's down almost like a half an inch on each side, and then down another half an inch. So you could do this with the rectangles very easily, and that would be no big deal. All right, so now we're going to adhere this piece to the back side of here. I'm going to try and do better about lining up so I don't have that little hiccup that I ran into before. So let's see here if I can get this lined up properly. There we go. I think that's right. Looks right on the front, so it's got to look right on the back, I would imagine. Yep. I think we did that one well. All right, so those are the 3 little panels and how it opens. I just think this is so fun. All right, so let's see what we can do here. So I do want to use the sentiment, hello friend, on the front of my card, and we're going to use the garden green for this so that we can really get tie it all in to the card itself. So let's get that on here good. And then while I lean into this, hopefully my head is not in the camera, can get a good. Oh, awesome. This looks great. All right, so that's that piece. Now I'm going to take a drink because I'm feeling parched. Okay, so we have that piece. Now I wanted to use this piece on here, and it's a little overwhelming to say the least, right? So we are going to do some cutting, and we're going to trim this down and use it in another way. So I am getting my little paper snips because that's the ones I like to use for this. All right, so I am going to just cut off our little topper here, like so. All right, and next one is I'm going to cut this little guy off. So this leaf right here. Okay, all right. So that is the first little piece. All right. So now I just have this little guy right here. Now You know, we could just use that. I think we probably could, but I really want to try to use all of this. And so I wanted to get this down into the space, okay? And my thought was is I'm just going to shorten it, okay? And I don't know if you can see, but you can really line it up pretty good. So now it doesn't feel so overwhelming for the space, okay? And if I put this part down with glue, I can put this part down with some dimensionals, and we get a little bit of an extra dimension to the card. So that's my thought, is to add this on with glue. Okay, so we're going to do that. And I'm just going to put a little bit here and a little bit here. I'm going to put some on the stem. Okay. And we are going to just bring this in. And I'm keeping it within the card base. Okay. And so it's inside the arches. All right. And, you know, doing this kind of a thing. Oh, thanks, Gloria. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, I bet there have been a lot of ideas coming from it. All right, so now we're going to add this one with dimensionals, okay? And so we just need to make sure we line it up good when we do that, all right? So I need to make sure, I think no matter where I put this, it's gonna be on to the same card base. So I'm going to just add a few dimensionals here. And I don't think I need more than that. All right. So we have our leaf. We have dimensionals on these 3 pieces. All right. And so now let's just see again how this lines up. All right. And just getting it all situated, because this line down here, I want it to be aligned properly, okay, with the rest of these things. And so there we have it. All right, so that's our piece there. And now look, it's very nice with all the shadowing and things like that. Okay, so we have our hello friend. All right, and my thought is for our hello friend to go right down here at the bottom, which I can hide a little bit underneath that strawberry. Okay, so I kind of like it tilted a little bit like that. So I think that will work out great. I can put a dimensional right there, and then another one over here. I think that will work out, and maybe one right over here. I'll actually put it right on here. All right, so I think that will add our little hello friend just perfectly. We're almost done, folks. I know we're right after the hour. All right, there we go. Just like that. Okay, that's our little hello friend. Okay, and then here, oh, this looks crooked. I don't know why that is, but I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, we are going to add to this little guy. I had some yellow flowers that I cut out. So I thought we would do some stamping, add a strawberry, and then I would add some of the yellow flowers. Now, I could just do die cuts as well. And I have those. Where is my extra? Where is it? Oh, my box was on top of it. Okay, so let's just see what we have here. Okay, so I have a few of these here, and then I could bring in a few of these, or maybe just one of those. And so we just add some strawberries here. Okay, and then what I'm thinking is here we put life is sweeter with you on this one. So you'd have this place to write the note. That's what I'm thinking. I definitely like that. All right. So I'm going to get my foam mat out because I forgot to get that out a moment ago. And let's go ahead and do that here. Now, some fun things that you could do is you could actually stamp it again with the strawberry slush and cut out the sweeter and put the sweeter in strawberry slush. That's one thing you could do. We're not going to take the time to do that, but that's one fun thing that you could do there. All right. So let's go ahead and add our extra little strawberries on here. So I can't believe our glue is making it through this whole thing. Happy about that, but surprised. All right, so let's go ahead. We'll add our strawberry. Whoops. Slid down a little bit. And if I do that, maybe I can offset that crookedness. It won't be as noticeable if I do that, like so. And then we'll add our little flower. I didn't really realize that strawberries had flowers. That the vine, I didn't realize it made flowers. All right, so that's the inside of our card. Okay, so when we open it that way, and we don't really need to do anything else to it, but I am thinking I would like to do something here. And I already had some other pieces cut, and so I already had another white piece here. So I'm thinking about just adding this to the back of here just to tidy it up. So let's do that. And because I have this other pink strawberry I can add that I had out here. Anyhow, to put down. So let's just go ahead and we can add the strawberry back here. Now, we had this on the inside. So my thought is here is that we could add love you lots right on the strawberry and the garden green. So I just think that would be fun, a fun thing to do. All right, so we're just going to add that to the back of here. And I feel like some of the papers in this kit that the ink does not absorb as well as usual. So I'm just going to add that here like so, just a little bit off. And I have another little baby strawberry. So the blossoms on the strawberry plants become the berry. Oh, I did not know that. I did not know that at all. I feel clueless. I had no idea. Thank you for that. All right. All right. So that will be the back of our card. Love you lots. And you could sign your card even if you wanted. So we have hello friend. Life is sweeter with you. And if you need more space to write, you have love you lots on the back. All right, let's just add some gems to our card. And then we will wrap it up. Okay, so I am just loving these strawberry slush gems. So let's see here. I'm just going to add one here, and we're going to put one down here. And then we're going to use the smaller ones. We're going to add one kind of hidden right there. And then another one down here. And there we have it. What do you think? I think this came out really, really cute. I love it. Very fun. All right. So that's what we have for today. So we made this card and we made this card. Two very fun folds, right? And thank you so much for joining me today. And sorry about the little interruption, but thanks for hanging in there, everybody. And thanks for the hearts. And if you are on my channel and you liked what you see, please give me a like and share it out if you're on Facebook. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel, please do. And I just thank you all for being here, and I hope you all have a great week ahead. And if you're in my Paper Pumpkin group and you're interested, I would love to have you join on Friday night. We're doing a little Zoom event. It's free. There is no class. It is just simply a time to craft together. So I hope you'll think about joining us. So there's a form in the group for you to check out. So thanks, everybody. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you next Sunday, probably with more of the Sweeter with You. I don't think I will have my kit by then, but if not, we will be moving on to Farmhouse Florals. Yeah, Farmhouse Florals. Bye, everybody.